Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're re-journeying back in time to ancient Egypt to uncover the story of one of history's most fascinating and powerful women, Cleopatra. Her life was a whirlwind of power, love, and ambition. So, get comfortable, and let's dive into the incredible tale of the last queen of Egypt. Cleopatra was born in 69 BC into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek royal family that had ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years. Although she was Egyptian by title, her roots were Macedonian Greek. But what set her apart from her ancestors was her incredible intelligence and her dedication to the Egyptian people. Unlike her predecessors, Cleopatra took the time to learn the Egyptian language. She was a brilliant linguist, reportedly speaking as many as 9 languages. This wasn't just a hobby. It was a political tool that allowed her to connect directly with her subjects and foreign diplomats, earning their respect and loyalty. She came to the throne at the young age of 80, ruling alongside her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, whom she was forced to marry, as was the custom. But this was not a happy family affair. The court was filled with plotting and scheming. Powerful advisors saw the young, ambitious Cleopatra as a threat and conspired against her. They turned her brother against her, and soon a civil war erupted. Cleopatra was forced to flee Alexandria, the capital city. But Cleopatra was not one to give up. She was resourceful and determined to reclaim her throne. This is where one of the most famous figures in Roman history enters our story, Julius Caesar. Caesar arrived in Egypt, pursuing his rival, Pompey. Cleopatra saw an opportunity. She knew that gaining Caesar's support was her best chance to regain power. According to legend, she had herself smuggled into the palace, rolled up inside a carpet, to secretly meet him. Caesar was immediately impressed by her boldness, intelligence, and charm. He was the most powerful man in the world, and here was a young queen, risking everything to meet him. He agreed to help her. With the might of Rome behind her, Cleopatra's forces defeated her brother's army. Ptolemy XIII drowned in the Nile River while trying to escape, and Cleopatra was restored to the throne, this time ruling with an even younger brother. But make no mistake, she was the one in charge. Cleopatra and Caesar's political alliance soon blossomed into a personal one. They had a son together, whom she named Caesarion, meaning Little Caesar. She hoped he would one day rule a vast empire combining Rome and Egypt. She even traveled to Rome with Caesarion, and lived in one of Caesar's villas. The Roman public was both fascinated and scandalized by this powerful foreign queen. Her presence was a spectacle, and her influence on their leader was undeniable. However, their shared dream was shattered in 44 BC, when Caesar was assassinated by a group of Roman senators who feared he was becoming too powerful. Cleopatra's position became dangerous. With her powerful protector gone, she had to flee Rome and return to Egypt. The Roman world was thrown into chaos, and another civil war began, this time between Caesar's allies and his assassins. Out of this chaos, 2 men emerged as the new leaders of Rome: Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, and his top general, Mark Antony. Egypt, with its immense wealth and grain supplies, was crucial to both of them. Antony, who controlled the eastern part of the Roman Empire, summoned Cleopatra to meet him in Tarsus, in modern-day Turkey. He wanted to question her loyalty and secure her resources. Cleopatra, ever the strategist, knew this was a critical moment. She didn't just show up for a meeting. She made an entrance that would become legendary. She sailed up the Kidnas River in a magnificent golden barge, with purple sails and silver oars. She was dressed as the goddess Aphrodite, surrounded by attendants. Antony was completely captivated. He'd expected a subordinate queen, but he was met with a goddess. Just like with Caesar, Antony fell for Cleopatra's intellect and charisma. Their political alliance quickly became a passionate love affair. For the next decade, they were one of the most powerful couples in the world. They had 3 children together and dreamed of building a new empire based in the east, with Alexandria as its capital. Antony even gave her control over new territories, which angered many in Rome. Back in Rome, Octavian saw this as the perfect opportunity to turn public opinion against Antony. He portrayed Antony as a man who had abandoned his Roman duties and fallen under the spell of a wicked foreign queen. Octavian declared that Cleopatra was a threat to Rome itself. He wasn't just fighting Antony anymore. He was fighting for the soul of Rome against what he called a dangerous, decadent Eastern influence. The propaganda worked, and Rome declared war not on Antony but on Cleopatra. The final, decisive conflict came at the naval battle of Actium in 31 BC. It was a disaster for Antony and Cleopatra. Their fleet was outmaneuvered and defeated by Octavian's navy, led by his brilliant general, Agrippa. Antony and Cleopatra managed to escape and sail back to Egypt, but their forces were broken, and their dream was over. Octavian's armies followed them to Alexandria. Antony, hearing a false rumor that Cleopatra had taken her own life, fell on his sword. He was brought to Cleopatra's mausoleum, where he died in her arms. With her kingdom lost and the love of her life gone, Cleopatra knew her time was up. She had no intention of being paraded through the streets of Rome as a captive in Octavian's victory procession. Determined to die as a queen, not a prisoner, Cleopatra chose her own end. According to the famous story, she had a poisonous snake, an asp, smuggled to her in a basket of figs. She allowed it to bite her, and she died a queen to the very last. With her death, the Ptolemaic dynasty ended, and Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra's story has fascinated people for over 2,000 years. Was she a manipulative seductress who used powerful men to get what she wanted? Or was she a brilliant and capable ruler trying to protect her country from the ever-expanding Roman Empire? The truth is likely somewhere in between. She was a complex, intelligent, and ambitious woman who played a dangerous game of power politics at the highest level. She used every tool she had to her mind, her charm, and her wealth to fight for her kingdom and her family. Her legacy lives on, not just as a historical figure, but as a symbol of power, beauty, and tragedy. She was the last pharaoh of Egypt, a queen who dared to challenge the might of Rome and who ultimately chose to control her own destiny. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through Cleopatra's life. We hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned some new English words along the way. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories from history. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to hear about next. Until then, take care and keep learning.